Hey y'all, happy Wednesday, and welcome to the Yarn Everywhere podcast. This is episode 17, and I have some fun stuff to share with y'all today. So, I always start out and I'm going to show y'all what I'm working on now, and I'm kicking myself because I started knitting my very first sock and and I got confused on an area. I got turned about, and there was just no going back. I was just like, "I'm just gonna start over and go from there," and I frogged the entire thing before I got a picture of it, so I'm super sad. Thank God I started with DK weight. So next time I'm gonna take a picture before I frog it. So I can't show you that, but I'm really excited because I kinda think I might have a new obsession when it comes to knitting, and I'm really excited about knitting socks. And I really just cannot believe I did that because literally just a few minutes ago, I frogged it. And I was like, "Man, my podcast is today. Ah." Anyways, nothing I can do about it now. So, I am gonna show y'all the Sassy Wrap. I made some progress on this and I'm pretty excited about it. Let me just show y'all. Look how far I've come. Oh, I'm just loving the colors of it. It just screams spring. Okay, so slowly but surely I'm getting that one done. And I really didn't want to start trying to learn to knit socks. Yes, hey Rakina. Um, I really did not want to start trying to learn to knit socks because I have other projects that I need to do, but here we are. Um, okay, so I've been talking about the Sassy Wrap and I've been working on that with sock weight yarn. And then remember I needed more yarn for that one, so I went ahead and started a DK weight one. Well, I think I have finally decided the colors I want to use for the DK weight yarn, but I need to talk it out. So, I need y'all's opinions. Um I was going to do it all in that Morning Glory color, the color that I started with, that color. But I think I want to use some other colors. So this is what I think I have decided on. These. Oh, hey, Rakina, I'm sorry. Are you doing two at a no. I just don't think my brain can go there yet. I'm like, I'm gonna have to do just one at a time. Um, but I think I want to build up to that because it seems pretty cool. Um, so I think I've decided that I want to use all of these colors for the DK weight Sassy Wrap. And this is my idea. Go with me here, okay? I'm thinking about for the double crochet rows right there. I'm thinking about alternating. Like I'll do the Morning Glory variegated in the rows in between. So this rose right here, I'll do the color that it's in now. And then when I get to the double crochet ones, I'll do this color and then do another row of that and then do the double crochet in this color and alternate these two colors for the double crochet rows. Do you think that's going to be too much? So this color would be, so this row right here, this row would be berry. And then this row would stay the same color that it is now. And then this row would be teal. And that would be the repeat for the pattern. I'm just wondering, I don't know. I think I'm such a visual person. I think I'm just gonna need to try it and see it. Um, I don't know. It'd be unique. Oh, thank you, Rakina. That's what I was thinking. There, like I couldn't decide. I was like, okay, I'm just choosing one, and then I'm like, ooh, ooh, so pretty. Um, so I just needed to talk that out with y'all. That's what I was thinking. Rakina said that she thinks it would really, like, show off the texture, and that's what I'm thinking too. So I think that's what I'm going it's been a day, y'all. I think that's what I'm gonna do. And you know what? The thing is, this is my thing, like, I tend to overthink it, and I just need to jump in and do it because I can spend that energy doing it, and then I'll know for sure, and then I can just, like, you know, pivot from there. So, that's another one of the, like, million projects I have going on. Hey, go for it. Okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. You talked me into it. And then okay, let me see. I think that's all of the whips that I have going on right now. I'm really still kicking myself for not showing y'all the sock because I'm super, super proud of it. I did the cuff and the heel, and I learned what a gusset stitch is. Like, everybody kept talking about, well, and then, picking up your gusset stitches. I'm like, I don't even know what a gusset stitch is, so I don't know how to pick it up. So I did one side of the gusset stitches, and then I worked, and I was about to start the other side, and I don't know what I did. Somehow I got turned about. I think I turned my work wrong and worked it the wrong way because when I got to pick up my gusset stitches, my working yarn was way over here, and it was opposite from the video tutorial I was looking at, and I'm like, I'm just sitting here like I kept turning it, and I'm just like, I'm frogging the whole thing and starting over. Oh my goodness. Can't make this up. Yes. Cuff down. Is that what you and thankfully, I only did a really small cuff because I'm like, I wanna try this and make sure it's something that my brain is gonna be able to do before I put hours and hours of time in it, and I did DK weight, so I'm really tickled that, I did that. Yeah, sometimes you just need a clean slate. Like, I was confusing myself to the point where I was getting frustrated, and I'm like, "You know what? I just need to start over," and here we are. So I'm gonna show y'all my finished projects. I actually finished this the weekend before last, and I forgot to show y'all. So I finished the carry all bottle holder. Um, this is a pattern I put on my blog last summer, and I just love it, and I've been wanting to make it in some pretty yarn. So I finished that up, and I just had to show y'all that. I will post a link to the free pattern on my blog. These are super, super handy. So, my mom walks her dog every morning, and, I made one for her. I don't know, it was several years ago. She was just like, "I would like one," and I just kind of, like, made up a pattern for it and made her one. And then when I went to visit again, she's like, "I need an updated one." So this time I'm like, "You know what? I'm gonna, like, design a pattern, write the pattern up." And it's so funny because her dog, like, if she sees her get this carrier out, her dog is just, like, going nuts. She's like, "Get my leash because 'cause we're going." So I was like, I bet other people would enjoy this." So anyways, this is I love the texture, and it actually works up pretty quickly. And plus, I love this yarn color. I could make everything in this yarn color. So I finished that. And then I can't remember. I think I showed y'all the stash busting squares. Um, but if I didn't, I'm gonna show you, or if I did, I'm just gonna show y'all again. So this is, I wish I would have wrote down which months they were. But this is one of them. I love the texture and like the stretchiness of this. And here is another one, y'all. I wish I would have written down this yarn color. This is one of my very first yarn colors that I did. Oh, I'm obsessed. I don't know if I like this square. I think I like the square better with cotton. This is my, did I just show it to you backwards? Yes. Country bumpkin. It was based off of my country bumpkin pumpkin pattern. I'm so funny. Um, and then I think this one is the sunshine square. Look, this is another one of my favorite colors that I did. It was from I think November of 2020 Yarn Club when I did a Jewel Tones month. And sometimes there's just some yarns that I can't part with, and this was one of those. And so I've been holding on to the scrap, um, cake of yarn for a while. And this is the double V-stitch one, another yarn color that I love that I wish I could repeat. And, okay, this is one of my, like, favorite patterns. Look at that detail. I love when you alternate, like, tall stitches with short stitches because it really shows off variegated yarns. I based this square off of my blanket stitch washcloth pattern on my blog, and honestly, I wanna make more with this stitch because I think it just turned out beautiful. And I wish I could repeat this yarn. This is a finger paint that I did live. This was years ago. And I used, like, every dye color that I had at the time, and, oh my goodness, it was one of those that I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna sell this. I'm gonna sell it. I want somebody to have it," and then it was dry, and I'm like, "I can't part with it. I just cannot part with it." I need to find the ear warmer that I made with this. So those are the squares that I'm doing. Usually in the yarn club, we do a stash busting square each month, and we didn't do one this month because we had the crochet along. But I'm really tempted. Like I've so many times I wanted to go in the yarn club and be like, who wants to do a stash busting square this month? Because I really enjoy them. But I'm like, "Okay, Nikki, you have enough on your plate right now, so I'm just gonna be patient, and we'll do one again next month." But my goal is I would like to, make an ebook of these and gift that ebook to my yarn club members, because I think it would be really, really fun and just, some other way that I can spoil them. So that's my goal is to eventually have an ebook of these because they really are fun when you're just, like, kind of in between projects and you just don't know what you wanna start, and you have some scraps. It's just really fun, and it's a good on-the-go project too. Judy says, "What is a stash bustin' square?" So, it's for that pretty yarn that you just have, like, a little bit left of, and you don't know what you want to use it on, like this. Like, I can't part with that. So I like to make it's like a stash buster. I like to make squares, and eventually I think I'm gonna make a blanket. I think that's what I've decided. I'm either gonna make a blanket or like a market bag. So I'm just stacking the squares up and then I'll end up putting them together. Part of me really wants to make a blanket, because I think that would be really pretty. And another part of me wishes I would have kept at least one hank of, yarn club yarn for each month, and then I could have made a blanket out of, like, all the yarn club yarn, but, hindsight. And also, like, would I have really stuck with that project? That's a really, really long project, so there's that too. There's the Nikki factor in there. Like, the idea is great, but would I stick with it? So, those are really all of the things that I have finished. Um Okay, so at the beginning of the podcast, if you're just now joining, I am talking about learning to knit socks. And now I'm obsessed with socks. So I think I'm gonna do some sock sets for the yarn shop. I have some yarn soaking. I'm hoping that my DK weight yarn will come in soon. It should be here any day. But I'm thinking that I just want to do like really fun socks. Like I'm talking like bright colors. I'm thinking like a bright base color with a bunch of different speckles and then having like a mini. I can't decide if I need to do 2 of the 20-gram minis and have different colors so you can have like your heels be different than the toe color or if it's just one full skein and then one mini. But I already kind of have some of the colorways planned out in my head. And I think this is just going to be full on like one of a kind. Like I'm just going to go in there and have fun. Um, so we'll see. I think I'm going to have some sock sets coming soon because I really like the sock weight yarn, but I'm learning with DK weight because then it doesn't take as long. And if I have to frog the entire thing, I'm not as sad about it. So, those will probably be coming soon, and I would love to know, those of you that knit socks or have knit socks before, what kinda yarn colors do you like? Do you like just, like, the colors that you're not normally drawn to and just, like, super fun and speckled? Because I think that's probably what I'm gonna do. And then I have added some yarn to the shop recently. I think I showed y'all these last week, but they weren't dry yet. So this is my bulky base, and it's the 2-ply bulky, and let me tell y'all, it is so this is my favorite bulky weight base. It is so soft and so squishy. So I have updated the shop. This is y'all already know, I come up with the craziest names. This is floral coral. This is the colorway, and there's just 2 of these. And then I have a couple of these. This is sea glass. I think it's so pretty. I'm really, really liking this one. I love bulky weight yarns for like infinity scarves or cowls. I have an infinity scarf that I made a couple years ago with bulky weight yarn, and I don't know, just having that like super squishy softness right up by your neck, like, oh, makes me want to make another one. And then I have this beautiful color, and it has some navy speckles, and this one is soft and sweet. And I really like this one too. Like, I'm trying, like, y'all know I'm all about like blushy pinks right now. So I'm trying not to keep these. And then, all right, so one of my favorite ways to dye yarn, but it's really hard to repeat, is throwing like all of the yarn in a pot with just one color, and then I'll speckle or dump more yarn colors on top of it, and it just creates like these one of a kind colors. This is Sully, and I love it. This one has one of my favorite colors. It's like a spearmint green, and then it has some navy, and then it has some Rakina pink. But that spearmint color really tones down the pink, and sometimes the navy and the pink will mix and make like a really pretty purple. So I think that's what my favorite thing is about the pot dyeing, is there's different levels of water, and depending on if the yarn is like above the water or below the water, what it's gonna do and how it's gonna turn out. So that's why I love that. Here's another one of Solly. There's only 4 of these. And save me from myself. So that is all the yarn that has made it into the yarn shop. My yarn club members, they're able to add yarn to their yarn club each month, and they don't have to pay any extra shipping. And they pretty much bought me out of all of them except for those handfuls of yarn. So that's really all that is new going on over here. Yes, Judy, that's where that come from. I dyed that yarn, I don't even remember. Maybe it was last year, and I used my single ply bulky base, and I had some worsted weight, and I was like, I have no idea what to name it. And so everybody come up with Solely, and I was like, oh, I like that. So, in other yarn news, all of my yarn club boxes for April shipped out on Friday. And y'all, I've been wanting to go live in my yarn club all weekend, but I haven't let myself, because I know I'm going to get on there and I'm like just going to tell them all. I'm like, the yarn colors, so pretty. The extras are some of my favorite, and I need to just quit talking because I'll end up being like, look, here it is. So now I've already switched gears to May, and May is Boho month, and it is the Yarn Club's 2nd birthday. Can you believe? 2 years. So it's so much fun because I do giveaways in May, and we have like little games that we play, and then we have really fun prizes. I don't wanna ruin too much of the fun, but I've been hoarding prizes for a while, and there's probably gonna be some furls hooks because I love furls hooks, and there's definitely gonna be some yarn and things like that. So I'm really, really looking forward to May because it's Boho month, and, I already have some ideas, and those colors are going to make me get out of my comfort zone, and I think I'm going to dye a little differently than I have before, so I'm really excited. Like, I can't wait to get in, the yarn room and dye yarn, but y'all, I am completely out of worsted weight yarn. Like, I'm kind of freaking out a little bit, but trying not to. I ordered yarn on, like, the 12th of April, and usually it comes in 2 different packages because I order so much, and I just had a lot going on, last month with, me opening the doors to members, for my brand new coaching group, and then just kind of, like, finding a new routine with that, plus my yarn club. Um, so I just had a lot going on and I was distracted, so I only got 1 package in, and I let it sit there for a couple days, and I'm like, "Okay, maybe I didn't order enough." Anyways, long story short, um, that package is still stuck somewhere, so I ordered more yarn, so we'll see, but I'm almost at freak out mode, like, "Look, y'all, it's almost May, I need my yarn." So even though I wanna get in there and dye yarn, I have no worsted weight yarn. So, yeah, we're not freaking out, everything's fine, I'm fine, it's good, it's good. Um, so I wanna know, like, when y'all think boho, what do y'all think? Um, Last year, I also had a boho month, and I think it was May too, like, I really liked it. So I repeated it this year, but for boho month last year, I did tonals for everybody, and I don't think I can do that again. I need more than 1 color on my yarn. So I have some ideas, already, but I'm and I always put up a post in the yarn club, like, they can send me, like, color inspiration photos, like, if, you like, boho, what does it make you think of? And, like, as far as yarn. So that's always fun, but anyways, before I sit in here and tell you, like, all the colors, I better move on. Um, so anyways, I'm super excited because it's boho month, it's a little different than what I'm normally drawn to, and then it's the 2-year birthday. Um, and I have just a lot of fun stuff planned. So, hey, Ronnie. Um, Rakina, I've heard of Sully and I've heard of Monster Inc., but I have no idea. Maybe I need to watch it. Um, Ronnie, yes, I was thinking earth tones too. I don't know about browns or tans. Um, but maybe other earth tones. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I may sneak some browns in there, but it's really, really hard for me to dye browns. Yeah. Um So for those of y'all that don't know me as well, I really don't watch a lot of TV. And I'm kind of like in my own little bubble. Like I have no idea. Like TV references, movie references, they usually just go over my head. Like I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I don't really know. Um, but that's just me. I'm unique. Um, so that is all that I really have going on over here this week. So I have a podcast also with another yarn dyeing friend, and we actually podcasted this morning. We were hoping to get 2 podcasts in, but we were about to finish up the first one, and my dog is at my office door, like, crying, and then she does this thing where, like, if I don't listen to her, she does this growl cry. So I was like, "Okay, let's take, like, a 5-10 minute break. Let me let her out and see what she needs," and she decided to be Dora Explorer, and she's, like, off in the woods somewhere. So I had to, like, put shoes on and go find her, and anyways, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" So long story short, the poor baby wasn't feeling good, and, she was getting sick. Um so I got her finally feeling better, and I got her inside, and so we ended up not recording the second podcast. We like to do it in batches so we don't, stress out about it. So anyways, I finally got her all settled and feeling better, my poor baby. But I really felt bad, but I was just like, what is she doing off in the woods? Because she usually doesn't do that. Um, so anyways, so I have my office door open, and so if y'all hear like really loud snoring, it's my dog. Um, so that's all that I have going on. I wish I had more to share with y'all, but I'm sure I'll have more next week. So I want to end with momentum moments. And um oh yeah, so funny, Ronnie. Last night I was telling them something and I was like, that Matthew guy with the voice. And I mean, the thing is you knew who I was talking about. Oh goodness. So momentum moments to close with is if you've been wanting to start something and you're researching and trying to learn more about it and all of that, I want to encourage you to just start. Um, because when you start something, you're just like me with the socks. Like I was going to watch all the videos and all of the stuff, but until I start it and actually like go through the motions and take action, I'm really not learning anything. So I just want to encourage you, whether if it's you want to, start a business or start a new hobby, or if you're already a crocheter and a knitter and you want to start something new, like it's great to, kind of go in with your eyes wide open and learn a little bit before you go. But I know, like, for instance, when I decided to start dyeing yarn, I had researched it on and off for like a year. And and I really didn't learn much until I just got in there and started doing it, and that's really when I was just playing around with different things. Well, I wonder if I add, citric acid first before I add the color, or if I do all the colors and then add citric acid last. Like, it's just you just get in there and experiment and just kinda learn as you go, because that's part of the learning process is you learn it and, like, then you do it and it sticks. Just like in high school, I took, like, 2 years of Spanish. I could read and write Spanish, and then I get out of high school and I don't use it anymore. Like, I don't it was great. I spent 2 years learning it, but I didn't put it into action. I didn't start using it after I got out of school. So now it's like I might drink a margarita and a little bit of it comes back, but that's it. Like, I just don't know because I haven't been practicing it. So I just want to encourage you that if there's something that you've been wanting to do, just start. Just start and be okay with not knowing everything and make it fun. And experience and practice will teach you way more than videos and learning and reading about it. So I hope that encourages you. And I will see y'all next week. And until next week, happy crocheting. Bye, y'all.